Good morning, everyone. We had already discussed about the non-cooperation movement, about the idea of Swaraj and what it meant for different people. Now we'll talk about one of the violent acts which led to the withdrawal of the non-cooperation movement, Chauri Chaura incident. 2 days before the incident, on 2nd February 1922, volunteers participating in the non cooperation movement led by a retired army soldier named Bhagwan Ahir protested against high food prices and liquor sale in the marketplace. The demonstrators were beaten back by the local police. Several of the leaders were arrested and put in the lockup at the Chauri Chaura police station. In response to this, a protest against the police was called on 4th February to be held at the local marketplace. The Chauri Chaura incident took place at Chauri Chaura in the Gorakhpur district of the United Province, modern Uttar Pradesh in British India on 4th February 1922, when a large group of protesters participating in the non-cooperation movement clashed with police who opened fire. In retaliation, the demonstrators attacked and set fire to a police station, killing all of its occupants. The incident led to the death of 3 civilians and 22 policemen. Mahatma Gandhi, who was strictly against violence, halted the non-cooperation movement on the national level on 11th February as a direct result of this incident. So this was the reason why your non-cooperation movement was called off suddenly, right? People who were enthusiastically participating in it, people who hoped for freedom, people who knew that freedom would come this way, right? All of a sudden their hopes were put to halt and the non-cooperation movement was called off because of this act, or because of this act of few people, right? Because of the clash which took place between the protesters and the policemen. And this act was not supported by Mahatma Gandhi. He was not the supporter of violence, and as a result, he had withdrawn the non cooperation movement. Now, towards civil disobedience movement. Due to the violent act of Chauri Chaura in 1922, Mahatma Gandhi decided to withdraw non-cooperation movement. Within the Congress, some leaders were by now tired of mass struggles and they wanted to participate in elections to the provincial councils that had been set up by the Government of India Act of 1919, right? Same elections over which a long discussion has taken place before your non-cooperation movement was launched, because there were some leaders in your Congress who believed that to bring a change in the system, we need to be a part of the system. Being in the system, we can raise our voices against the unjust policies of the Britishers. So it's very important to represent yourself in the council election. They felt that it was important to oppose British policies within the councils, argue for reform, and also demonstrate that these councils were not truly democratic. C.R. Das and Motilal Nehru formed the Swaraj Party within the Congress to argue for a return to council politics. But younger leaders like Jawaharlal Nehru and Subhash Chandra Bose pressed for more radical mass agitation and for full independence. Now, if you see, there is a rift in Congress only. There are young leaders and there are the experienced leaders. Experienced leaders, they want to be a part of the council system. They want to raise their voices by being a part of the system. But younger leaders like Jawaharlal Nehru and Subhash Chandra Bose, They believe that, more radical mass agitation should be there, right? A mass revolution on a greater level should be there. And this time we should not demand for Swaraj, but Purna Swaraj. Now, what is difference between Swaraj and Purn Swaraj? Earlier, before Mahatma Gandhi before Jawaharlal Nehru and Subhash Chandra Bose, they raised this slogan for Purn Swaraj. The leaders, the experienced leaders, they were particularly fighting for Swaraj, meaning, meaning Indians should be given their rights, Indians should have participation in everything, but Britishers should be there above us for the guidance, right? They believed that Britishers should not be thrown away from the country. They should be there as the head, as the head to guide our country in the right direction. So that was the meaning of Swaraj. Meaning we were not throwing away Britishers. Britishers should be part of the government, but Indians should be given equal representation. Indians should be given equal rights, right? This was Swaraj. And Purn Swaraj means we want the complete freedom over our country and Britishers should have no right over it, right? Britishers should be now thrown out of our country. That was Purn Swaraj. There is a difference between what Swaraj meant for people and what Purn Swaraj was, right? And how this fighting from Swaraj went on to Purn Swaraj. Now, in such a situation of internal debate and decision, two factors again shaped Indian politics towards the late 1920s. Now, late 1920s, already a lot of problem was going on. One, we were facing the after effects of the World War, and the economy was deteriorating, right? And the other was in the countryside. The peasants were suffering a lot. So the first was the effect of the worldwide economic depression. Agricultural prices began to fall from 1926 and collapsed after 1930. As the demand for agricultural goods fell and exports declined, peasants found it difficult to sell their harvest and pay their revenue. Now, why this problem happened? The countries who were the major producers of certain crops, when they had participated in the World War, right? They were not producing anything. So the other countries, they began producing crops, right? They took over the market and they began producing crops and they began earning profits. But as soon as the World War got over, the countries which were already a producer, they again started producing. Now the countries which were earlier producing and the countries which were producing during World War, right? A lot of crops were being produced. A lot of means crops were more and buyers were less. This was Crops were more, buyers were less, and people were not able to sell off their crops, right? And these farmers, these peasants, they have taken a lot of loan. No, they have taken a lot of money. They have borrowed a lot of money. They have taken small loans to produce their harvest. Now, since they were not able to sell their crops, right, they were not able to pay their revenues and they were not able to pay back their loans. So there was a complete turmoil by 1930 in the countryside. Understood? Like if you can understand it this way, before World War, countries which were included in Group A, they were producing and they were the major agricultural producer countries, right? They were producing they were agricultural rich countries and they were producing the harvest and they were supplying it to the rest of the world. But when this Group A went into the World War, Group B got a chance to be the agricultural producer country and it tried to take a hold of the market, right? And it started producing. It started producing crops. Now, when World War got over, Group A again, to bring back its economy, it began the agricultural produce in the country. Now, Group A is also producing and Group B is also producing, but the consumers are same. Consumers are limited, but the production is more. So this led to the problem. When production is more, when production is more and consumption is less, the prices will automatically fall down, right? And it becomes difficult to sell off your products. Similar thing was happening here also. Agricultural prices began to fall from 1926 and collapsed after 1930. As the demand for agricultural goods fell and exports declined, peasants found it difficult to sell their harvest and pay their revenue. The borrowed money which they have taken, right, for producing the harvest, they were unable to pay it. By 1930, the countryside was in turmoil. Towards civil disobedience movement part 3. Now the Statutory Commission was set up to look into the functioning of the constitutional system in India and suggest changes. A commission was formed by the Britishers, right? And why Indians revolted against this commission was there was no Indian member in it, right? There was no Indian member in it to think from the Indian perspective. The commission included all the British members. That is why when this commission arrived in India, it was treated with the slogans, "Go back, Simon." In December 1929, under the presidency of Jawaharlal Nehru, the Lahore Congress formalized the demand of Purna Swaraj, or full independence of India. It was declared that 26 January 1930 would be celebrated as Independence Day. Now this is your homework. You will make a timeline actually it is timeline, all right? Make a timeline of the events which took place once Mahatma Gandhi arrived in India to the events which led to India's freedom. This homework has been given earlier as well, but I haven't received it yet. So better to submit your homework on time. And if any query is there in any part, you are free to raise your queries on your WhatsApp group. Thank you.